مجمع الأندلس التعليمي، تعلم عصري ملهم بهوية وطنية وقيم إسلامية.
Hello dear students, it's me Mr. Osama Abdurraouf introducing today's lesson. Today's lesson is the second part of the reading task we've done yesterday. Of course, this is in Unit 4, which is called Pack Your Bags. Let's first check your homework. Open your workbooks page 41 to check exercise A. Yes, workbook page 41, exercise A. Here are the answers. Number 1, B. Number 2, A. Number 3, D. Number 4, C. Number 5, A. Number 6, B. Number 7, D. Number 8, C. I hope your answers are all correct. And again, if you have any problems, contact your teachers. Now it's time to start our lesson. Lesson 2 reading, part 2, will be on page 52 and 53. Yes, the 4 texts we have dealt with yesterday. And in the workbook, page 41. Here are the objectives of today's lesson. At the end of the period, students should be able to, number 1, skim and scan 4 texts for details and main ideas. Number 2, recognize the writing styles used in 2 different reading texts, whether the style is formal or informal. Number 3, using reading strategies to guess the meanings of 6 words from contexts. And number 4, fill in the spaces in sentences and in a crossword puzzle from given lists or clues. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us achieve these objectives. Now open your student books page 52 and 53. Today we're gonna do exercises D and E. Let's start. Exercise D. Provide a written response to the following questions in your own words. Use information from the texts to support your answers. Again, this is a CR question, I mean a table question. In the exam, you will have to fill in the spaces in a table, and they will be 2 spaces. Number 1 is the answer, and number 2 is the evidence. Let's read question number 1. Which 2 texts include practical advice for tourists visiting Italy? To answer this question, you'll need to have a look at the 4 texts and decide which ones have practical advice to tourists going to Italy. So here the key word is Italy. I know you found them. Yes, texts A and B. True. So an answer could be as follows. The 2 texts are text A and B. Why? The evidence? In the last paragraph of text A, the writer advises Miss Bennett to make sure she is on time for all transport links. Otherwise, it will be difficult for her to find new tickets. In text B, advice is given to tourists about what cities are especially worth visiting. Sites worth visiting are suggested, and information what services the company offers is given. Now it's your turn to do question number 2. The question says, what could Kelly's project be about? Again, think about the keyword in the question and look it up in the texts. Pause the video and try to do the question. Good luck. I hope you correctly found the answers. Yes, true. The answers are related to text C and D, and it could be as follows. Kelly's project is, or maybe about Venice in general, or how Venice is dealing with rising sea levels, or how some countries in the world will be soon underwater. Any one of these titles could be right, okay? But what about the evidence? Yes. In text D, Zoe says that Kelly sent her an article about Aqua Alta, and that she will take photos of the barrier so that Kelly can use them in her project. Text C, which is the article Kelly sent, describes a problem Venice is facing with rising sea levels and the Italian government's solution of using a barrier that blocks incoming water. Now let's move to answer questions 3 and 4. Question 3. What are the differences in writing style between text A and text D? Here are the two texts. Look at them. They are different in both the layout and the writing style. Please pause the video for about 2 to 5 minutes to differentiate between the two texts. Here is the answer. Text A is a formal letter. It begins and ends formally. Dear Miss Binet, and yours truly. And it uses formal and impersonal words and expressions. For example, ensure, as requested, and so on. It doesn't use short forms, abbreviations, exclamations, and other informal language. However, text D is an informal email. The subject line of the email is an exclamation describing feelings, loving Venice. And the email itself begins and ends informally. Hey, Kelly, see you soon. There is informal language throughout the email. Short forms, informal words and expressions, exclamations. Now let's move to question 4. The question is, both texts B and C encourage tourists to visit Italy. How can you tell that text B is a leaflet and text C is an article? Let's first have a look at text B and text C. Are there any differences? Yes, text B has pictures, highlighted areas, but text C is written in paragraphs. Yes, right. So an answer to such a question could be as follows. We can tell that text B is a leaflet. First of all, because of the layout. It includes a company logo, ITA Travel, and flattering photos of many different cities, and the information is organized in many different small sections, making it easy to read. Secondly, the text includes promotional language and especially verbs of action. Book our holiday package, visit some of the most, discover, ride along, gaze, admire, spend your evening, relax, see from up close, take the cable car, and etc. And information on the travel arrangements. On the other hand, the layout of text C suggests it is an article, as it includes a title and then a small introductory paragraph followed by a continuous text. The content also helps us identify this is an article. The text informs us of a problem and describes a solution. Although this could also be appropriate for an academic text, the fact that in the last paragraph the text urges readers to take action makes it an article. Dear students, exercise D is very important. I mean, from the beginning, it asks about formal language and informal language, we have to differentiate between both of them. And here it differentiates in questions 3 and 4. It differentiates between the layout of texts and the writing styles used in every one. So I advise you to revise it very carefully. Now let's move to exercise E. Exercise E. Look at the highlighted words in the texts and match them with their meanings. There is one extra meaning which you do not need to use. Then check your answers using a dictionary. I think all of us right now are familiar with this kind of question, right? You have to read the context to guess the meaning and then choose the correct answer. From the very beginning, it's your own task. I'm not going to help you. I'm just going to check your answers. All right? Go on, pause the video, read the word itinerary in the context, and try to guess its meaning. Go on. Yes, itinerary means F, a detailed plan of a journey. True. Let's move to number 2. Again, in number 2, we have this word, picturesque. Read it from context and guess the meaning. Go on. Yes, the answer is G, which is pretty. Yes, it means beautiful, especially in an old-fashioned way. Thank you very much. Let's move to the following part of the exercise. Here we have 3 words. Word number 3, deteriorate. 4, uninhabitable. 5, severity. Have a look at the 3 words in their contexts and try to guess their meanings. I have omitted here F and G because we have done them before. Go on. Here are the answers. 3, deteriorate. A, yes, to become worse. 4, uninhabitable. Yes. C, impossible or unsuitable to live in. Number 5, severity. Yes. E, seriousness. Now let's move to the last word. The last word is number 6, stunning. It's in text D, and again, read it from context. Pause the video and choose the right meaning. Come on, good students. Yes, true. Stunning means B, very attractive and or impressive. Now it's time to
itinerary, itinerary,
itinerary, itinerary,
picturesque, picturesque,
picturesque, picturesque,
deteriorate, deteriorate,
deteriorate, deteriorate,
uninhabitable, uninhabitable,
uninhabitable, uninhabitable,
severity, severity,
severity, severity,
stunning, stunning,
Stunning. Stunning.
Dear students, thank you very much for your attention. I hope today's lesson was enjoyable, and I know it's full of information, but it's not difficult for my good students. Finally, let's talk about your homework. Open your workbooks, page 41. Your homework will be exercises B and C. Have a look at exercise B. Here you have 8 words and 7 sentences with 7 spaces. You have to fill in the spaces with words from the given list. And here is exercise C. I think all of you like this kind of exercises. Yes, it's a crossword. Please do your homework, and tomorrow inshallah we're gonna check your answers. Have a lovely day ahead. See you.